Some reasons why black women are tired of being mistreated. They're tired of being supportive to unappreciative males. One of the reasons is all the patriarchy. There's a lot of patriarchy and it's over the top. We're just tired of it. And it's crazy. It doesn't even make any sense. It's like people forget that there is a gender war and there's male privilege over female. And from the beginning, it started with religion, using religious terms to make women feel like they should only be seen and not heard, that they have to be silent about their feelings. Um, there's a lot of one sided conversations when it comes to some males that are very unappreciative. They don't think that women's ideas and how they feel even matter. We always say Black Lives Matter, and if it's Black Lives, it always tends to be the black males, not the black women. There were black women being killed. Most black women are left to raise their babies alone, and so they keep bringing up the issue of these women, having these babies and not having a father in the home. But, it takes two to have a baby, two to make a baby, and two to raise the baby. So you can't make somebody stay with you if they choose to run off and make other babies elsewhere and other women pregnant and leave them fatherless. So a lot of that is a heap of crap. They're not really being honest. Some people are not really telling the truth, that most black men feel that they can just, take advantage. There's most of them, they feel like they have more advantage to go out there and do what they want. And they don't prefer women who think for themselves. They have brains and they want to go get educated. They feel it's a threat when you go and get educated. Oh my God, you're going to leave me, or you're going to learn something new about the world. You're going to find purpose. Some black men want black women to be unproductive. They want you to stay in the house and clean and cook. But when you got bills and you're in the house and you haven't learned any skills so you can go out and make money, then what do? They're mad at you because you're trying to get more things done around the house. You're trying to get bills paid, but there's a complaint about that. Oh, well, why don't you learn a trade? But they don't want you to be smart. They don't want you to get any education and learn anything. But then time you do learn something, are you seeing anybody? You feel trapped. And so you want to dismantle this whole ideology of patriarchy, because that's where it comes from. It's like real insecurity. It's like keeping a female slave. Some people, I believe, honestly, they think marriage is an institution of slavery itself, in and of itself. To keep a woman enslaved. I've seen some really nasty, dirty comments under some women, their videos, where they say women need to be controlled. Women are, all these bad words and bad names, the B word, the HOE word, all these horrible names. And then when feminism comes into play in the black community, it's just, it's just the most terrible thing. Oh, white women created it. And, they don't think about there's female black artists that are also as much part of feminist movement as there are other white female feminists. It is not just a white movement. Now, they may approach things a little different or similar in some respect. In terms of cultural background, they do have black women who had approached feminist movement in like a black perspective. Most older black males did not learn how to treat women with respect, so they pass on the bad lessons. So the reason I'm looking at this here, we have Dolomite, and we have all these women under his legs, and then he has, the violence. You see that? He's supposed to be this tough black guy. He's a pimp. He has all these women. And see, this was like in the 70s. There were black exploitation movies, and even after the 70s, further on, you have pimps, you have hustlers, you have mag daddies, players, and this is the persona that some of these men got when they were growing up. So they passed all this on, generation to generation. So you have a generation of young men who thought this was cool, and so it even goes on to up to our generation. You have Rick Ross, you have some of these rap guys where they look at all these women, but the women, you notice they really don't really love these women. They look at them as like kind of like pieces of meat. Like you can take your pick, you don't have to worry about, if they get pregnant, you don't have to be responsible, just have sex with them. That's all they're good for. And that is the reason why there's so much disrespect, I believe, in the black community in terms of males, how they treat women, because they didn't get the correct training on how to be a gentleman, how to be respectful to women, how to even respect themselves even. And everything is get rich quick, let's get this money, drug money. And some of that is because of the racism, because of the marginalization of black people and put impoverished communities. And then that hopelessness, feeling hopeless, like you can't do anything. And the only way you can get money quick and feed your family is to become a hustler and a player. And then you hear the music, then you see the videos. And so you want to make that a self-fulfilling prophecy. But if you have a woman who's strong, who wants to support her family, and then she wants to be supportive of the man, she wants to also get an education, she wants to vote. Oh, you're too feminine. Feminist. That's feminist movement. Oh, you're too masculine, in other words. They say that, black women are masculine, or we try to demasculize black males, and that's not true. You know, everybody's situation is different. Everybody's a different person. Black women are blamed for almost everything that black men do wrong in a relationship, even when he abandons his responsibility. And so everything that happens to him, if it's, if we want to become feminists, if we want equal rights, equal pay, if we want to go to school, if we want to better ourselves, oh, we're getting too uppity, or, you can never do anything right, And then if he's doing something wrong, like if he owes child support, it's our fault. If, if our relationship is not going well, if we don't want to do, slutty stuff, you know, um, in the relationship, with intimacy, they blame, oh, if they go out and get prostitutes, or they have multiple relationships with different females, if they get a disease, oh, it's your fault. Oh, if they go out and sleep around with, numerous type of women, oh, it's her fault. She made me do it. She wasn't doing what I wanted her to do. So a lot of these things aren't talked about, because I believe that there's a lot of hurt, there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of pain within our community as a whole. Um, Child support is really sad, in terms of, some of the people that, like, if they are dodging it, child support, they could be, their license could get suspended, they could end up going to jail to try to pay off whatever they owe. And so a lot of times there'll be a lot of anger within those relationships, and they'll get mad at the black woman, and they'll blame her for it, and they don't look at it as, oh, it's really because you avoided taking care of your responsibilities, so she had no other means of doing anything. She didn't make enough money. Maybe she didn't, she can't do it on her own, because you keep talking about, oh, they always keep pushing this agenda, talking about women who have children need to have a father in the home. But he could be an alcoholic, he could be a drug dealer, he could be violent, he could be a criminal, and maybe she's moved on and moved up with her life, and she's decided to take her rights in her own hand and be her own woman. She gets blamed, she gets demonized. And we have this Black Lives Matter, black men matter is what it looks like, and they forget about the black women. But now they want to say all these horrible things about Black Lives Matter group. They say it's a terrorist group, and I think a lot of that is because when you step out of our, spectrum in terms of black people, white people, anything that black people do, if it's to build up black people, it's deemed as a threat. And within our area is black people, like if it's like a black woman and she wants to be a feminist, or she's with having equal pay, equal rights, being able to get a job, being able to get educated, being able to hold her own ground, she's looked at as a threat towards the black males who want to be dominating. And I think it's not fair. So a lot of these issues, there's probably a whole bunch more issues. Now, I'm not trying to put every black male down and say that all of them do the same things, because I haven't met everyone on the planet to say that. But there's a majority, I will say that. There's a majority of males, black males, that will put black women down really bad and bash on YouTube and all other social media sites, say horrible things as if they don't have a black mother, grandmother, and black women in their family. It's got to stop somewhere. When?